Hello everyone, Isabelle here. Welcome back to the Love Lead Succeed podcast, and let us rise a little higher today. I am so glad you chose to spend time with me today, and I want to start with a very important question, and I want you to sit with it honestly for a moment before I keep talking and talking. So, how long have you known that something needs to change? Not in a general way, specifically. How long have you had that feeling, quiet or loud, that the way you are currently living and leading is not sustainable? That there is a version of your life that is possible that you are not quite living yet? For most of the women I work with, the answer is longer than what I want to admit, and I understand that. I lived in that space too. The space of knowing and not yet doing. And in my book, Love, Lead, Succeed, I write about the supernatural approach to business and life. And one of the most supernatural thing I have ever witnessed is what happens when a woman finally decides to stop waiting and begin. Today, I want to talk about that, about what keeps us in the waiting room and about what it actually takes to move through it. I call it the waiting room, the space between knowing change is needed and actually beginning. The waiting room has a very convincing soundtrack. It sounds like, I will start when things slow down a little, or when this project is finished, or when the kids are older, or when I have more time, more money, more certainty, that will work. But here's what I have observed coaching women through the exact place. The waiting room does not have an exit that appears on its own. You have to build the door yourself, because the conditions that feel like obstacles to starting the work, they are usually symptoms of why the work is needed. The busyness that makes you feel like you have no time for renewal is exactly what renewal is designed to address. And waiting for the perfect moment is a beautiful way of never beginning. I want to redefine readiness with you, because I think most people have it wrong. Readiness is not the absence of fear. It is not the presence of perfect. It is not feeling completely sure that everything will work out. Readiness is the moment when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the fear of changing. That is it. And that is the threshold. And sometimes it arrives as a dramatic moment, a health scare, a relationship breakdown, a professional crisis that forces a new start, but more often it arrives quietly as a deep, persistent, impossible to ignore moment that something has to give. I know this because I lived it. There was a day I sat in front of my computer and could not write an email. Not a report, not a proposal, just a few lines to a colleague. It took me 2 hours. 2 hours for 3 sentences. This was before AI, of course. But this moment really crushed me because I could not find the words and my mind couldn't function properly. I couldn't really access my thoughts, and there was the moment I understood that my mental noise had taken over my life, and it was just scary and confusing at the time, but at that moment I needed help. And in my book I write about the mechanics of the mind, because I think that it helps people understand what's happening. And our conscious mind is really about our active thoughts, daily decision, and perception of the world in front of us. But our subconscious mind is running underneath all of that, and it holds our deeper beliefs, our emotions, our memories, and it often drives our behaviors without us ever choosing it. And it is like a powerful program running quietly in the background of our life. And here is the part that matters most. The more ingrained our thoughts pattern become, the more automatic our responses become. The body goes on autopilot. Most people are living their entire life on autopilot. They wake up and reach for their phone before their eyes are even fully open. They brush their teeth the same way they did the day before and the day before that, and they shower in the same way, same order, pour the same cup of coffee, get in the car and drive to work without even remembering a single moment of the drive. Not because they were present, but because they were absent, running a program instead of living a life. The good news is that this is not permanent, and our brains have what it's called neuroplasticity, which simply means that they are not fixed. They're reorganizing themselves based on our thoughts, our experience, our practices. When we practice quieting the mind, even in small doses, we start to strengthen the parts of our brain that are responsible for clear decisions making and emotional regulations, and we start to calm the parts responsible for our stress response. And every time you choose stillness over noise, you are not just having a peaceful moment, you are literally reshaping your brain. And this is why quieting the mental noise is the first pillar of everything I teach. Not because it feels nice, because it is the mechanism that lets you step out of autopilot and back into choice. And here is the thing about beginning. We tend to imagine it is a large, dramatic leap, a complete overhaul, a wholesome transformation that requires perfect conditions, massive courage, and clearly mapped path. But that is not how change actually works, at least not the lasting kind of change. Lasting change starts with the smallest honest action. This single boundary kept for 1 week, the 10 minutes of quiet in the morning that shifts how you start your day, the one conversation where you ask for what you actually need instead of managing everyone else's comfort. I started my own renewal with one practice that broke my autopilot pattern completely. 40 minutes of meditation every morning before the world got to me. And that was it. One practice, and it changed the quality of everything else. The first step is not a strategy. It is a decision to take yourself seriously, to stop waiting for someone else to give you permission. The women that I've watched transform are not the ones who waited until they had it all figured out. They are the ones who started with one small, honest, courageous act and then built from there. You do not need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the first step. And if this episode is landing for you, I want to invite you to do something right now. Not tomorrow, right now. Send me a DM with the word renew, and I will send you my free renewal guide. And it's a practical resource that will help you identify exactly where to start and what your first step could look like. And I want to extend a very personal invitation to you to attend my executive renewal reset. This is my free live workshop happening on July 28th at 3 p.m. Toronto time. This is the space where we turn the knowing into action together in real time with a room full of women who are ready to stop waiting. DM me the word workshop and I'll get you all the details to get yourself registered for this amazing workshop that is free. And I'd be truly honored to have you join us. Do not wait for a perfect moment to begin. The perfect moment is the one where you decide to start. Thank you so much for being here. And please share this with someone in your world who is sitting in the waiting room right now. And please make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any future episode on YouTube. But in the meantime, keep shining, growing, and living with Love, Lead, Succeed. I'll see you next time.